She had spent her entire life either at the schoolhouse, on the way to the schoolhouse, or talking about what happens in the schoolhouse. Her parents were educators. Her maternal grandparents were educators, and for the past 40 years she had done the same thing. And so, needless to say, over those years she have had a chance to look at education reform from a lot of perspectives. Some of those reforms have been good, some of them have been not so good, and we know why kids drop out. We know why kids don't learn. It's either poverty, low attendance, negative peer influences. We know why, but one of the things that we never discuss or we rarely discuss is the value and importance of human connection, relationships.
James Commerce says that no significant learning can occur without a significant relationship. George Washington Carver says, all learning is understanding relationships. Everyone in this room has been affected by a teacher or an adult. For years, she had watched people teach. She had looked at the desk and she had looked at some of the words. One time, a colleague said to Rita, "They don't pay me to like the kids. They pay me to teach a lesson. The kids should learn it. I should teach it. They should learn it." Case closed. Rita said, "You know, kids don't learn from people they don't like." The colleague said, "That's just a bunch of hooey." And Rita said to her, "Well, your year is going to be long and arduous, dear."
Needless to say, it was. Some people think that you can either have it in you to build a relationship or you don't. She thinks that Stephen Covey had the right idea. He said you ought to just throw in a few simple things, like seeking first to understand as opposed to being understood. Simple things like apologizing. Rita asks, "You ever thought about that? Tell a kid you're sorry. They are in shock." She taught a lesson once on ratios. Rita is not real good with math, but she was working on it. And she got back and looked at that teacher edition. She had taught the whole lesson wrong. So she came back to class the next day and she said, "Look guys, I need to apologize. I taught the whole lesson wrong. I'm so sorry." The students said, "That's okay, Miss Pearson. You were so excited, we just let you go." Rita said that she had had classes that were so low, so academically deficient that she cried. She wondered, how am I going to take this group in 9 months from where they are to where they need to be? And it was difficult. It was awfully hard. How does she raise the self-esteem of a child and his academic achievement at the same time?
One year, Rita came up with a bright idea. She told all her students, "You were chosen to be in my class because I am the best teacher and you are the best students." They put us all together so we could show everybody else how to do it. One of her students said, "Really?" She said, "Really, we have to show the other classes how to do it. So when we walk down the hall, people will notice us, so you can't make noise. You just have to strut." And she gave them a saying to say, "I am somebody. I was somebody when I came. I'll be a better somebody when I leave. I am powerful and I am strong. I deserve the education that I get here. I have things to do, people to impress, and places to go."
And they said, "Yeah." Rita said that if you say it long enough, it starts to be a part of you. And so she gave a quiz, 20 questions. A student missed 18. Rita put a +2 on his paper and a big smiley face. He said, "Miss Pearson, is this an F?" Rita said, "Yes." He said, "Then why had you put a smiley face?" She said, "Because you're on a roll. You got to right, you didn't miss them all. And when we review this, won't you do better?" He said, "Yes, ma'am, I can do better." And -18 sucks all the life out of you. +2 make you say, "I ain't all bad."
For years, Rita watched her mother take the time at recess to review, go home visits in the afternoon, buy gums and brochets and peanut butter and crackers to put in her desk drawer for kids that needed to eat, and a watch clock and some soap for the kids who didn't smell so good. See, it's hard to teach kids who stink, and kids can be cruel. And so, her mother kept those things in her desk, and years later, after she retired, Rita watched some of those same gifts come true and said to her, "You know, Miss Walker, you made a difference in my life. You made it work for me. You made me feel like I was somebody when I knew at the bottom I wasn't. And I want you to just see what I become." And when her mama died 2 years ago, at 92, there were so many former students at her funeral. It brought tears to Rita's eyes, not because her mother was gone, but because she left a legacy of relationships that could never disappear.
Rita said, "Can we stand to have more relationships?" Absolutely. Will you like all your children? Of course not. And you know your toughest kids are never absent. Never. You won't like them all. And the tough ones show up for a reason. It's a connection. It's the relationships. And while you won't like them all, the key is they can never ever know it. So teachers become great actors and great actresses. And we come to work when we don't feel like it and we're listening to policy that doesn't make sense and we teach anyway. We teach anyway because that's what we do. Teaching and learning should bring joy. How powerful would our world be if we had kids who were not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion? Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. Finally, she said, "Is this job tough? You betcha. Oh God, you betcha. But it's not impossible. We can do this. We are educators. We are born to make a difference."